Reports from China are saying that the new Model Y has gone into production already, as in pre-series production, and they'll be producing around 12 per week. But what is, I think, really game-changing, if it is true, is that the new Model Y has a battery pack that could give it range of between 500 to 600 miles. Now, if these reports from China are true, it would be game-changing for Tesla. The Model Y would potentially destroy its competition. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. I'll be at the Sydney EV show between the 8th and 10th of November. We'd love to have you there. I'll put a link in the description below so you can get cheaper tickets for the show. It's very, very affordable. There'll be lots of EVs to check out there. But getting back to this story, the new Model Y, the Juniper version, the new Model Highland version is so much better. I've driven one. I drove one for a few weeks in the United States. So much better than the old Model 3. So the same thing will happen for the new Model Y. The new Model Y is going to be much, much better than the old version. But reports out of China say the new Model Y will have a 98 kilowatt hour battery pack, meaning the battery will be about 30% bigger than the existing battery and potentially also have higher energy density. Now, if that were the case, then the Model Y could have between 500 to 600 miles of range. Now, I don't know if this report is true, but these are reports that are being shared around in the media in China by apparently bloggers who have reported on this stuff before accurately. So it's possible that this is true. And if it is true, well, we're talking 900 to 1,000 kilometers of range. Now, that would be unbelievable. That would be sort of situation. I actually don't think that any Tesla vehicle needs that kind of range. And the reason is because there's so many Tesla superchargers in basically every country that Tesla sells Teslas. There are so many superchargers. Yes, there could be more in some places, but the truth is range anxiety is pretty minimal from my experience when you're driving a Tesla for that specific reason. Anyway, what do we know? Apparently trial production began on the 22nd of October, my birthday coincidentally, nice little birthday present. And this was in Shanghai. So this is the Shanghai Gigafactory, which obviously sells and manufactures more Model Ys than any other factory in the world. Now, there's a Chinese blogger that said volume is only 12 vehicles per day. So, about 80 vehicles a week. And mobile phone access is restricted. So you can't take your phone into this area where they're being produced. We have seen a few Tesla Model Y Junipers driving around. We know that we've seen them driving around in the United States. You can see one here in Palo Alto. There's been a few sightings of the new Model Y, but none in China. In February this year, Tesla said that the Model Y would not launch. There would not be a facelift coming out this year. It would be coming out the first quarter of 2025. So this car is not actually meant to come out until the first quarter of 2025. And I believe it's most likely it'll go on sale in January, even though trial production's already begun. I think they'll need the next couple of months to really get themselves in position to have all the parts ready, everything ready to go, so that they can produce, the mass quantities that people are going to be demanding of this car. This was the best-selling vehicle in the world last year. It'll be a top 3 global selling vehicle in the world this year. Could even be first again this year. With these changes, with these upgrades, all the Model 3 upgrades, the suspension, the acoustic glass, the noise improvements, the interior quality improvements, with all these changes, the hardware for upgrades, all this stuff's coming, and it's going to make the new Model Y really, really good. But if it comes with this new battery pack, then it could be game over for a lot of Tesla's competition. I mean, this is insane. Remember, Tesla does have the capability to build about 1 million vehicles every year from its Gigafactory in Shanghai, 1 million per year. And in fact, it builds a Model Y every 30 seconds in its factory in China, every 30 seconds, which is quite incredible. If you compare that to some of their competition, the Volkswagen Group, apparently it takes them 3 times longer to produce a Volkswagen ID3 or an ID4. And that's one of the reasons that Tesla can still make a profit, even though they're selling their cars at the lowest price point they ever have done so before. In September, Tesla sold 48,000 vehicles in China, which was a year-over-year increase of 16% per carnewschina.com. And in the last quarter, the third quarter of this year, Tesla actually had a fantastic quarter, specifically in China, where their sales grew. And Tesla now is becoming, they're not completely dependent on China, but they are becoming much more dependent on China than what they used to be, because such a very large percentage of their sales are now being made in China. Now, one of the things that's been controversial about the Model 3 Highland is removing the indicator stalk. So there's no indicator stalk and the buttons are located on the steering wheel. On one side of the steering wheel, the top button goes left, the bottom button goes right. And a lot of people have criticized that. They said it's for cost cutting. Now, I don't believe it's got anything to do with cost cutting. I don't think Tesla would save a single cent by making that change, because then you need a new steering wheel, you need new integration, all the money you spend on that. I don't think that it's a cost cutting move. I think Tesla thinks minimalism is the future of the car. Is it better? I wouldn't say it's better. It did take me a little while to get used to it. When I did get used to it, I was fine with it. But for a little while, for a few days, I had to think about what I was doing. I'm like, indicate, where am I? Oh, I'm there. Yep. I did have to think for a while. And I think for people who are new, that is something that they will struggle with. So some people, for that reason, won't buy the Model Y. It doesn't matter what range it comes with, doesn't matter how good the value is, they won't buy it. Now, other people won't buy it because of Elon Musk, which I get. I mean, Elon Musk now is going on the campaign for Trump, and a lot of people don't agree with that. I understand that totally. Guys, I want to make a point here. I am certainly not endorsing Trump, not endorsing Harris either. I think, guys, in America, you need to do a better job of getting better candidates. The Democrats and Republicans both need to do a better job of stopping from fighting each other, stopping from attacking Tesla. They're both attacking Tesla. Support your own car companies, like the Chinese are doing. Otherwise, they're going to go bankrupt. Now, when is this coming to the United States? When is this new upgrade coming to the United States? I believe it'll be January for the United States, January for most markets worldwide. The only question we have here is we have not seen any Model Y Junipers in Europe. Obviously, Tesla makes the Model Y in its factory in Germany. And we've seen now vehicles, obviously we can see here what's going on in China. We've seen the Model Y Juniper in the United States, but we've seen nothing in Europe. We've heard nothing about what's happening in Europe. That's my only concern here. People in Europe, they won't want to be going, hang on, we're missing out. We want the new Model Y Juniper. Everyone else is getting it. You know, all the countries that receive Chinese Model Ys are getting it. Why are we not getting it? So that's my only concern. Tesla clearly, I believe, will plan to make the Model Y Juniper in Germany as well. But I just haven't heard anything about that. If you have, let us know in the comment section below. Now, keep in mind, a 98 kilowatt hour battery is much bigger than Tesla's existing batteries. There's also reports saying the energy density will be increased versus the previous generation batteries, meaning that my claim of 500 to 600 miles is entirely reasonable and entirely possible. I actually don't think that'll happen though. I think this story of the 98 kilowatt hour battery, I just don't think Tesla thinks that's necessary. I do think Tesla will increase battery capacity size, possibly up to 90 kilowatt hours, maybe 85, but not 98. That just sounds like it's just kind of like a waste. Do you really need 600 miles of range? I don't think you do. And when you look at the energy density of Tesla's battery supplies increasing, we know that now Tesla's getting 363 miles of range from the rear-wheel drive Model 3. That's a lot more, and that's real world. They're getting more than that in the real world. They're getting like 370, 375 in the real world. When in the past, Tesla was getting 20% less range in the real world. Now they're getting 5% more range in the real world. So the energy density of Tesla's batteries, the efficiency of their drivetrains is improving, which would mean, is a 98 kilowatt battery necessary? No. If it does come out though, I hope it does. I hope these Chinese reports are correct, because this would be really exciting. It'd be kind of like, okay, the 1,000 kilometer Tesla is here, and it probably wouldn't be all that expensive. Battery pack prices have come down so much that adding, a bit of an extra battery capacity to a Model Y might only cost a few $1,000s more, maybe $4,000 or $5,000 more to actually do that. The only question is there enough space to add this many more battery cells? I think there probably actually is. Thanks for watching.